If you're listening to us broadcasting live on WAHS 89.5 FM in Auburn Hills, please keep in mind that the views expressed here are not the views of the Avondale School District, and our content is rated PG-13. If you don't approve of something we say, please address all complaints to the tuning knob of your radio and switch the station. If you're listening to us on our podcast, well, you chose your own fate. There's nothing we can do to help you with your problem. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. Whoa, that's going to be really loud. And welcome to the Avondale Community Radio Studio. This is the Levity Roundtable, and we are broadcasting now.
Still burying that needle.
Now?
Bury the needle, right?
Let me turn these down. Are we sure we didn't bother doing a sound check?
No, they actually came in early and did that.
Well,
yeah, we did.
Well, when you show up 5 minutes before the show starts, I could have done a sound check then. So no, they've actually rewired the studio with a different mixer. Unfortunately, it's not an updated board.
But it's different.
Which is why we're here.
Yeah.
We're trying to do something here. And
I mean, it's sort of updated. This is newer.
Well, yeah, it's not.
It is. Guys, that's totally from the 80s. It's new.
Yeah, 89-ish, I would think, yeah. So, yeah.
This is the Johnny Five series.
I apologize for
more input. Come on.
As opposed to the Hal series over here.
So, guys, welcome. It's been 3 weeks since we've met and seen each other. And
what? It only feels like 8 weeks.
I know.
Feels like 3 days. Been so darn busy.
I've been in New York.
You are in New York, yeah.
I was in New York. That place is insane. I don't know if you've been there. It's tall. It's big. It's crowded. It's
delightful.
You've got a place that's designed to fit about 5 million people, and you put in 50 million. You just kind of squish them all in there, and you're like, this works. It's fine. We took a cab ride back to the airport, and it was terrifying because the guy is driving while kind of like leaned over, and he's talking to us while driving. He's like, "So, your first time in New York?" And we're just flying.
There's no such thing as lanes in New York City.
Oh, it was terrifying, but
wherever you can fit.
So how much was the fare? From the hotel to the airport.
The fare was like $45, and so we were like, "Oh, we better tip this man because he got us here alive somehow." And my coworker's like, "Yeah, okay," and she went to push in 15%.
It was $15?
No, 15 cents.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, I got your tip right here.
That was an angry cabbie because after she hit 15 cents, go, and then she looks right at him very serious and goes, "I need a receipt for that."
It's a good thing she's not here
brilliant.
to throw something in the back of your head.
That is brilliant.
Is it one of those there's no going back once you hit the button kind of thing?
Yeah, well, she didn't realize it until she was holding the receipt, and by then he was peeling off and getting out of here. Do you know when
I'm going to go pick up
noticed?
somebody that's going to pay me.
Do you know when I noticed?
Right away.
When she was pushing the buttons.
It's called a decimal point, right? That's great. Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad you came back.
Yeah, me too. That place is... I am not a fan of New York.
Really?
It is too much.
Ah, brother.
I love New
I'm
York.
You don't know how to
8
live.
o'clock every night when I was there. It was so exhausting.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the movie Big when, Tom Hanks is laying in bed and he's trying to sleep and he can't sleep because it was quiet, so he opened up the window and then he could sleep because of all the stuff going on outside, all the noise and such.
Yeah.
That white noise.
It is noisy there. It is
Yes.
the constant sounds of honking and sirens.
Yes.
Just constant.
And it all echoes.
Yes.
Yes, and everything echoes. We did go to Koreatown. That was cool. It was cool. You jumped on the subway, the oldest, scariest subway known to man, and you take it down 3 stops, and when you come out of the subway, all the light-up signs are in Korean, and you're like, wow, I was in that subway a long time.
Do people try and speak to you in your
Native
non-native language?
Yeah, you just smile and nod.
No, he gets mistaken for Mexican more than Korean.
That is true.
We're going to rename him Kuksul Wan.
We were a couple years ago. I was down in Yuma for some winter development stuff, and a buddy of mine is from the Philippines. But if you're in Yuma, he looks Mexican. So we're eating at dinner that night, and the waitress comes up and he takes our drink orders, and I think water or something, but he says, "Easy on the ice." Like he didn't want that much ice. She goes, "Thank you."
What?
Is he on the ice?
So yeah, she thought he was giving her a compliment. Easy on the ice. It took us 3 minutes. Like what? Why? But
Funny.
It's risky in the age of Me Too.
yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
All right, Dave, what do we got today?
Oh, you can't hear that.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Did you just want to hear that? Is that why you played it?
We all want to hear it.
We all want to hear it. So, of course, the new Solo trailer dropped last week.
Yeah,
Yes,
let
it
me
did.
drop this topic for debate here. The trailer premiered during the Super Bowl,
Right.
and then an extended trailer the next day. And for me, I thought it looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. Mm-hmm. Leave it to Star Wars geeks. It is controversial.
Of course it is.
In what way?
Well, there is, it turns out, a faction of the hardcore geeks that want the film to fail.
Right?
It won't fail. It can't, because if you're a Star Wars fan, you have to go see it. You're gonna,
Yeah,
you
you're
can't
gonna
not
see
see
it.
it, no matter how much it angers you. They want it to fail because they feel that this is the epitome of Disney and the Hollywood system bastardizing this beloved property.
Huh.
Like Michael Bay did with Transformers and G.I. Joe, all that stuff.
Right.
They're squeezing every last blood, every drop of blood they can out of this character, and there was really no reason to do it. Just like we didn't need to see the Bothan spies get the plans for the Death Star. So they want it to fail. And I can see where they're coming from, because yes, Disney is marketing and slapping a sticker on it and selling it, and it's nothing but a marketing ploy. But at the same time, it's a Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see. I don't know exactly where, besides background information, there's no place for this character to go. Because we know what happens in New Hope, where there's a little bit of good inside of him when he turns with the rebels. But what's going to happen in this movie? And no climax, no character development.
Yeah, the trailer looked kind of thin on nothing but.
Yeah,
It's
there's no plot in the. There's I don't know what
It's
is
maybe
the plot
not quite
gonna
as
be?
much buddy movie as it was going to be, but it's kind of buddy movie.
Where's the plot? Where's the antagonist? What is this?
I mean, he teams up with Chewie,
Well,
Right.
meets
Yeah,
Lando.
we know what's going to happen. That's,
which we knew happened.
Right.
And at some point, some
smugglers.
smuggler's going to be like, to be a real smuggler, you need to wear a vest like this. And the last scene is going to be him putting on the vest.
There's your climax, right
And that's
there,
how it's going to
David.
end. I guarantee you. We're going to see where he gets
Something
the
about a
vest.
Kessel Run is going to be mentioned.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what makes him famous.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know. I'm torn. I mean, I'm not torn. Of course I'm going to see it probably many times. But I get where that faction of geekdom is coming from.
Of course.
And I don't disagree with them. But I'm still going to see it 3 or 4 times.
Interesting.
Merchandising.
Right. So the issue that I have with it right now is when I saw the trailer and I saw him doing the Han Solo-y things, he didn't remind me of Solo. Like when River Phoenix played
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
You saw him and you're like, wow, you really are like a young Indiana Jones.
Right.
This is impressive.
He didn't have the scar until he was on that train and he tried the whip.
Oh, for
Yeah,
God's
and then-
sakes,
yeah,
we're
but
going
that
deep.
was
I'm just saying,
it's
you
just
know,
like-
that's
that was
like
the
the
first
origin
20
story.
minutes of a real movie.
Yeah.
I just mean his the way his mannerisms were,
Right.
the way that he spoke.
Yeah, I was
looked at
not-
it. I was like, okay, this is like a young Harrison Ford. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I look at this kid in this one, and he starts talking and acting. And I'm like, you.
He's just kind of making it his own. He's
got
not
the
the main
Yeah.
character.
And then the light bulb goes on like, oh, that's why they brought in an acting coach.
Snakes.
Well, so-
Why did it have to be
You know,
snakes?
you ever have a seemingly harmless, innocent, practical joke go very, very wrong on you?
No idea what you mean.
I've been
The
watching.
statute of limitations is up on that one. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Jim Brewer. He's a great comedian.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
You know him from Saturday Night Live and
And-
Goat Boy and his stupid Chappelle movies. But
Yep.
he's a great stand-up guy as
Yes.
well. He
Yes,
was
he
telling
is.
this story. He used to work when he was a teenager at Sears in the paint department. And he had this
That explains
feud
a couple
going on
things.
with the hardware department. They hated each other because the hardware guy took it really seriously, like way too seriously. Like, buddy, you work at Sears. It's like, no, I'm here to help people, okay? They're come in asking for help. They want to know what drill bit to use and what tools, and you don't take this seriously at all. So one day he calls the guy. This is in the 80s. And he calls the department. It's like, yes, this is Muammar Gaddafi. We have identified the value target at Sears Hardware, Valley Stream, Long Island. I have sent 6 missiles to blow up your hardware. And the guy's like, sir, I'm sorry, I don't understand. 2 missiles away! 3 missiles! You have 10 minutes to evacuate your little craftsman tools.
Oh, no.
Like, is there anything else, sir? Yes. Remember this, my friend. Long live paint! And he hangs up the phone. And he goes on break and comes back after 20 minutes, and the place is deserted. He's like, oh, boy. Uh-huh. He goes downstairs, and as he puts it, there's a lot of cops down there. A lot of cops. And he looks up and, oh, man, they brought in a helicopter. Oh, man. And he explains it to the the New York State Police and the local Valley Stream cops, and they're like, oh, my God, what a jackass. Okay. Look, kid, we think it's hilarious, but the thing is, it's not in my jurisdiction. The feds are here now.
Oh, no.
And they don't seem to have much of a sense of humor.
No.
It's like, they don't?
Yeah, we are the
Just
FBI.
tell them the story. Tell them what happened. He sits down. The Fed guys are like, kid, you're going to look me in the eye, and you're going to tell me exactly what happened, and if I don't like what you tell me, you don't get to call your parents. You don't get to call a lawyer. As far as anyone's concerned, you just went missing. Wow. He goes, all right. He tells him the story. He gets to the part. So I tell him I'm Mo Gaddafi and blah, missiles. It's like, that could be considered a threat if he thinks it's real. Thinks it's real? I told him I'm Mo Gaddafi. We found a high-value target in the Sears hardware department in Valley Stream, Long Island. It's like, well, if he thought it was legit. I ended the call with long live paint. And the FBI guy's like, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Get that banana over here. This is stupid. Feds, baby.
He's a fascinating comedian.
He's a very
I
strange
like him.
fella. Very strange fella. Long live paint.
Well, today we got some sports talk, maybe a little bit later.
Yeah, we got the Olympics.
It is the Olympics going on.
The Olympics. We got Matt wanted to bring up Tigers.
Yeah.
And,
well, they have a new coach.
Of course, Gardenhire.
They have a new
of
manager.
Course,
yes.
The Lions have a
new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have to talk about them again. I got some tidbit news. You also wanted to bring up some movie fan theories.
Yeah. You don't like any of them, though.
I read them. They were all extraordinarily stupid, except conceively maybe the Indiana Jones one.
All right.
But we'll get into that later.
Oh, my.
Thank you, Chewy.
Yeah, we got kind of lots of content coming up.
That's
surprisingly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks. So.
Oh, hey, before we move from Star Wars, did you see that the Blade Runner production designers have been hired on to do the new Star Wars trilogy?
Excellent.
Really?
Okay.
I don't know their names.
I can buy that.
Yes.
Is this 10, 11, 12?
No, it's a completely different.
Completely different series.
We're
Completely different
we're going
trilogy.
1, 2, and 3, but
New part of the galaxy.
Okay.
Nothing to do with the Skywalkers.
yeah.
Yep.
Completely different story.
All we know is it doesn't have to do with the Knights of the Old Republic. Because that's what the fans wanted.
So that's what
And Disney said,
gonna
oh,
get.
yeah, no, it's not going to be that.
You know what? That's actually not a bad move on Disney's part, because if you try to create what the fans think they want,
gonna have to
you're
move
going
at
to
some
ruin
point.
it. Yeah.
Right.
You have to surprise them.
Yeah, you're
Very
right.
cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 45 minutes. Are
The
you?
only one. The only one, my friend.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So last night I was making, or it was Thursday night. I was making dinner and I burnt my hand pretty severely.
No, don't lie. You're wearing that because you love Michael
which
Jackson.
is why I'm wearing a workout glove.
Dave is wearing one fingerless glove.
Yeah.
One hand.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Well, because I went to the gym this morning and I didn't want to put any pressure on it, so.
Plus,
pressure still goes
it
through
looks
gloves.
cool.
How is that going, by the way? Because I get like immediate notifications every time you're in the
what's
gym
up
for
with
some
that? I don't get
reason.
notifications
Turn
for
off-
anybody, but Dave goes to the gym.
He just drives by it. It's like, hey, I was working out. No, you just drove by the place.
Yeah, every time you walk into that gym checks you in, I'm guessing, because it couldn't be you, right?
Please.
Well, when I walked in this morning, Chuck, I looked at Dave. I'm like, wow, it's starting to show. Since November,
he just trimmed his beard.
Yeah, right. He said he's down 21 pounds since November.
Holy
so
cow.
No kidding.
yeah, so it's working. So don't stop driving by. Don't stop driving by the place.
I sometimes even park in the parking lot for 5 minutes and then drive away. But most days, yeah, I just drive away.
You just sit there and look at the gym
and
and
place to drink my coffee and have my donuts.
to have my apple fritter.
How much of it?
Brutschki.
How much of it would you say is diet stuff?
Most of it.
most of
Yeah,
it.
so you've changed up your eating habits.
Oh yeah. No, I got rid of completely all starches for a couple of weeks. I slowly added them in, kind of the healthy starches, the sweet potatoes and the brown rices, and yeah, I think that's 80%.
I mean, you didn't eat a lot of junk food beforehand, did you?
No, not really.
Not like I did. That was. I mean, I literally walked into my doctor's office. He took my cholesterol level and he said, "Wow, you win. You are on the top 10 list.
You win."
Yeah, he seriously said, "I've got thousands of patients that I see. You made the top 10 list.
You walked out of that doctor's office with a prescription and a blue ribbon.
That's right." So he was
if anything, it should be a brown ribbon.
So he's like, "What do you eat every day?" I'm like, "I don't know, 2 liters of Mountain Dew, a lot of Burger King, again and again and again." So that had to stop.
Yeah, just don't get the Whopper with cheese,
I'm
and
happy
you'll be
about
all
that.
right.
The Big King.
You don't remember the Big King?
I do remember.
They're attempted a
something
Big
about
Mac,
Burger
right?
King. It's a Burger King
It's Big
product.
Mac.
Yeah.
It's a Big Mac,
Right.
made with Burger King ingredients. It's
Right.
magnificent.
Is it?
Because they make it
a little bit, just a little bit higher quality than McDonald's.
a little bit.
But that's what makes McDonald's Big Mac so good.
The
is
low
because
quality?
It's low quality.
Made of horses and
I
stuff.
don't want a real burger with this stuff on it. Wow.
Excellent. Well, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so why don't we take a first break here? When we come back, we can do a little sports talk and then a bunch of other stuff. So
perfect.
You mentioned wrong texts. Have you ever sent a wrong text to somebody? And boy, do I have stories.
All right.
If anybody else has stories on that, by the way, while we're on break, go ahead and hit up Facebook. We're going to watch for comments. Let us know, have you ever texted somebody and whoops, texted the wrong person? Yeah. How did that turn out for you?
Yeah, we'll
I'm
talk
really
about
curious
that.
to know.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after break, and we'll be back.
All right.
And welcome back to the 11 Roundtable. We're going to take 30 seconds here and talk about Patreon.
Patreon, make it 30 seconds.
Does it have to be 30?
You want to make it
10?
Now 25 now?
15?
Sure.
If I wait a couple seconds, how about we make it a 20-second?
So every month. So every month.
Wait, starting now.
Okay, 18 seconds. We got to talk about the Patreons where every month, if you give us a couple of dollars, I mean, $1 or $2, $5, whatever you want to pledge to the show, it goes towards the cost of the broadband and cost of the internet. And we're also looking to replace this board that they've attempted to do with another 80s board.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do a one-time pledge. You don't have to actually do a monthly pledge.
A one-time pledge is nice.
Yeah,
so you can do a one-time pledge of $3,000, and we'll call it square.
Yeah, we're done. We're good.
You know what? It is that time of year where we're all doing taxes. So you know what? 10% of your total tax return would be great.
You want 10% of what I owe? Is that what you want?
Yeah, so head over to the Patreon. Look for the Levity Roundtable.
Don't be a freeloader.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, speaking of money, so I'm in the new house, and I got to give sincere thanks to Dave and Chuck. Were over busting their butts.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't
helping
make
us
it, man.
move.
My
Dave
problem.
did. Chuck and Sabo mostly just stood there.
It was fun watching.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
So Tracy went out to buy laundry machines last week.
Oh,
because we need laundry machines in the new house.
of course.
So we jumped online and looked, and we talked about a couple different ones. I'm like, okay, this one's okay. This one, no, I'm not spending that kind of money. Blah, blah, this one or this one. And so we had narrowed it down to like 3 or 4 washer dryer combos that I thought would be okay. And I'm figuring, oh man, it's gonna be like 1,200 bones, 1,300 bones here.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That for one.
So she comes back. She did spend 1,200 bones, and then another 800.
Nice.
So rather than $1,000 for both, she picked out machines that were $1,000 a piece.
Yeah.
So do the clothes leave the dryer ironed and folded? And...
No. They're just. I mean, they look cool.
They look nice.
They look really,
Are they the front loaders so
Yeah,
you
it
can
looks like
actually watch a show?
It looks like Elon Musk put it in his freaking Tesla factory. It's sweet. But holy cow, you're telling me it washes better than the $400 Maytag that was right next to it?
No, it does not. You know what it does do, though? It'll text your phone to let you know that it's done.
It plays a little song, and I can connect it to the Wi-Fi at the house.
Yes.
I wanted to strangle her. I was so angry.
I'm My oven does that.
Your oven connects to your phone?
Yes.
That's different.
Are you planning on
So hang on a second.
If you got a roast in the oven, you want to know when it's been 2 hours.
Hold on.
And I can look.
So Dave burned his hand. Dave, the machines are taking over. You burned your hand cooking.
Clearly,
Your
your oven
intentionally?
your oven is not that
hey,
high
on
tech.
a completely unrelated conversation, Scott, have you ever had a friend call you up to ask you to move, and then when you get there, nothing is done?
I have. I had a buddy moving out of South Lyon. He was going from South Lyon down to Tennessee.
Wow.
We got a whole crew of people that are going to make this long trip.
Right.
We get there, and the U-Haul truck is empty. And we need to be there in 9 hours. And by the way, it's a 9-hour drive.
Well, I can beat you.
Go ahead, because I'm going to refute this. Say nothing was packed.
Yeah, so Mike says, hey, today is moving day. Come on over. And I had a few hours in the afternoon. I'm like, yeah, I'll swing by. I got 2-3 hours. I'll help you move. It's the big stuff, right? He's got a truck. So I show up, and it's this little teeny truck.
Yeah. That was not my fault. I get there. I'm like, picking up this truck. Like, oh, yeah, we don't have it. Yeah, there's no reservations available. No. I already have a reservation. Yeah, we don't have it. But I paid for it.
This is the Seinfeld episode when he's at the airport.
The rental car.
Yeah, you can take the reservation, but you can't hold the reservation.
Yes, exactly.
But you charged me. I already paid for it. You charged my credit card. I know, it's crazy. We don't have it.
So, of course,
they've got this little turd. You put 4 mattresses in it, and it's full.
Yeah. So we make like 4 trips. Wow. What should have been like one trip.
Yeah.
Well, we should also mention that there was an ice blizzard happening at the same time.
Oh, this is last weekend?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
during the blizzard.
So if I was late, it's because I kept sliding past the entrance to your subdivision.
Oh, it was infuriating. It's never happening again. Ever.
I'm
done.
sorry I missed it.
I'm not.
I'm done till the youngest is in college. I'm never doing that again.
I don't blame you.
Forget it.
Moving is
Sell it
such
to
a
the
pain.
tourists,
It's
man.
such a nightmare.
I learned really quickly how easily it is to throw things away when you have to move.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not moving this.
Have
to
I looked at
another
this
room.
in the last 3 years? No.
So I don't-
Bye.
Yes.
Gone.
That's if you ever had a military family. I grew up in a military family. When you move,
You guys are moving all the time.
you're moving all the time, and you're only allowed so much weight when you move. So if you ever go into a military home, they have nothing. They just have the stuff that's on the walls and the furniture, and
Bare
that's
bones.
it.
Oh, and the best part of this is, by the way, the new homeowners are going to be here at 3:00.
Yeah.
We have 2 hours.
And sure enough, as the one moving van is trying to pull out, another one's trying to pull in at the same time.
Wow. Tracy's like, they're here too early.
I'm like, so obviously you didn't read my 3 voicemails that I left you saying, don't come. I'm not ready yet. I need a few more hours.
Did they at least help you finish emptying the house out?
No, but I was helping our guys the night before empty their house out.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It was quite entertaining.
Nightmare.
Nice.
You know what I've never had to move? A piano. Never had to move a piano. You know why? Because every house I've moved into
Has a
had
piano?
a piano.
That's because nobody wants to move them.
I'm telling you,
The piano comes with the house.
3 moves. Each one of them has had a piano.
Wow.
Like I walk out of a house, I'm like, there's no way I'm taking this stupid piano. That thing can stay here. I go into the new place, there's another piano. Are you kidding?
I had it happen.
No one can play it. No one knows how to do anything with it. It just sits there.
I mean, if you look on Craigslist, there are free
they're free.
pianos.
You can't
pages
give them
and
away.
pages
Please
and
come
pages.
get this piano.
That's how we got ours.
absolutely
piles of
free.
crap.
Yep, absolutely free. All you got to do is come get it.
Well,
Yes.
evidently
Good
the one
luck.
I got left here is a pretty
It's
good
a nice one,
Dave
yeah.
said. I don't want the damn thing.
Your kids want it.
They might.
Yeah.
The youngest might.
Put them
want
in
it.
lessons, man. It's worth it.
But
It is worth
when
it.
when we went into the old house, there was a piano sitting there, and it was a piece of junk one. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't move it. Nobody wanted it. So I called Chuck Watt, who came over. He said, I can take care of that. Came over with a sledgehammer.
That's the best way to do it.
Disassembled it into like 8 different pieces. No problem. Bow, bow, bow. Done. No piano.
Nice.
Nice.
I think he turned it into a bar or something.
The unfascinating thing about that is that the harp, the big plate, that's the heaviest part.
Cast iron.
The cast iron, they don't pay anything for those.
Oh, scrap iron is like $12 a ton.
Yeah, no, it's the first time I found this out, I don't know, it was 20 years ago. I disassembled this piano. It took me 2 days, and I finally loaded this 400-pound plate onto a trailer and took it over. He's like, $6. Like, never again am I doing that.
Wow. You didn't even cover the gas to get here.
Jeez.
So anyway, wrong texts.
Yeah.
Oh, nice segue.
If you go on Facebook, there's a little button in the center of the messenger, and it'll change per season for something fun. And you click it, and it does like an overlay on top of your photo before you take it. And I thought, okay, that's kind of funny and cute. You know what? I'll take one of these funny pictures while I'm at work. I'm going to send it to my girlfriend. So I clicked the button, and I sent it to her. And it was kind of fun. I'll take another one. I clicked it again. I sent her another one. And then I start getting messages back from other people going, ha, that was pretty funny. And I'm like, who are you? What is happening here? And I just kept getting messages. And I'm like, what have I done? What button did I push? I had published it to my story, that thing that's up on top of Facebook.
You sure did.
Yep.
It was.
I got it.
It's a little disturbing.
Darn. Well,
That actually might beat Wayne's Pretty Princess picture.
You know what? It's close. It's
close.
real close.
Yeah.
well,
So Chuck,
I'm just glad it was
explain this picture.
I'm just glad it was a picture that I take. It was Valentine's Day. It was one of those ones where they
The
did your
Facebook
makeup
mask, right? The
yeah.
little
Facebook
digital
mask.
masks that they put up.
Yeah.
Yeah, makeup and red hair all done up in a nice beehive. And
I'm just glad that it was that picture, and I wasn't at home by myself going, I'm going to send a nice, sexy picture to my girlfriend.
You couldn't send a nice, sexy picture to anyone if you tried.
I'm not sure
You could download one of someone else and send that.
I'm not sure if this is a compliment, but you.
That also would not have been good to share.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a compliment, but you look horrible as a woman.
I mean, if
Yeah,
I
you
was
did
like-
nothing for me, Chuck.
No, I would have said I didn't make it. Well, hang on a second. I'll come back to that in a second.
I'm looking
Well,
at
you
the
know what?
picture.
I'm going to come back to it right now. Did you remember long, long ago in high school, we were members of the Powder Puff game
Yeah.
for homecoming?
Yes.
And we all dressed as women.
Yes.
I remember clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we all come out as women, and there were two very disturbing things that happened. First was me coming out in drag, in a dress, and all that stuff, and somebody saying, that's weird. You're actually kind of cute for a girl. You actually make an attractive woman. Like, oh, okay. I was very skinny back then. And then Wayne came out. And everyone at the same time said, you are the ugliest woman I've ever seen.
That was my Piffy Longstocking days.
That was your Pippi Longstocking days. Yes, it was.
All I remember is the last play of the game.
Yeah.
That girl is on her way. There is no catching. She's going to break one for 90 yards and take it to the house. And I look at Mike Monteroso, and we don't say a word. We're like, yep, let's go. We bolt. And we're chasing after her, and my high heel gets stuck. So Monteroso is like 10 yards ahead of me, and he reaches her first and just cracks this chick. Takes her to the ground, and I arrive there a few seconds later, and she gets up, and all her front teeth are gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Monty knocked her teeth out.
That's not funny at all, Mike. Stop
man.
making. That's not funny.
Man, he was booking too.
Yes, he was. I didn't know he could move that
remember
fast.
that. I remember seeing him running out there on the field and thinking, what are you doing? Are you kidding me? And then blam.
I've
the
never been
announcer-
so grateful to have my high heel get stuck. Like, man, I'm glad I didn't get there first.
If I remember, I think I heard the announcer come over the loudspeakers. Get
Oh,
that
my
lady
gosh.
off the field. He was not referring to the ball runner.
Scott just reminded me of something.
Uh-oh.
When we were doing the powder puff thing, were you pregnant? Did you have a belly?
No.
Did you? No.
What?
I don't know. Scott just sent a thing over and he goes, "Oh my gosh, pregnant Mike!" And I'm like,
I
"What
might
does
have had a
that
bun in
mean?"
the oven. I don't remember.
Did you?
It might have just been my knockers sagging down.
Do they do that anymore? Did they stop
Sure.
that?
No, they still do it.
They still
do it. Yeah. My daughter played powder puff last year.
They
Yeah,
may
they
not
still
have
the guys.
I'm sorry, this year.
broadside tackles from the sidelines. But they still have it.
The guys dress up in dresses and cheer them on.
No, they're cheerleaders, but they don't dress up in drag.
I didn't think
Then
so.
it's not funny, is it? It's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, it is, and now it's not politically correct to do anymore.
Right.
And now you're going to get in trouble.
They try to come up with the most fun cheers that they can. So that's what they do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my daughter kicked butt.
So back to the.
Shall we talk about sports?
Yeah.
I got one
Oh,
more.
we're still on text?
One
Yeah.
more for the text.
Well, we've only got a little bit before the next break, so are we still talking about texts?
We could do-
Did
I
you
got
ever
one
send
more.
a text to the wrong person?
It wasn't the wrong one. I got one from my wife. We were doing something, and I said, "Hey, if you're not too busy, blah blah blah." I don't even remember what the subject was, and then she just fat fingered or autocorrected back. I'll never be too busty for you. No, you won't, honey. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
That's great.
Yeah, in fact, just this week, I accidentally sent the president of our the music boosters at our high school, which I've been communicating with. I sent her a little picture that says, "Hi, cutie." She's like, "Well, hello there." Whoops.
It's a good way to test the waters. Right? Depending on the response you get. Sorry, autocorrector. So what are you doing?
I did get a text message from my buddy Tom, who, if you've ever met him, he's 6.5 foot tall, 6.5 foot wide at the shoulders. He bench presses like 700 pounds off his chest.
Yes,
He's
he
just
does.
A monster.
He's a monster, yes.
He sent me a text once that said,
Hi,
"Hey,
cutie."
babe. Hey, babe. I'll be there pretty soon."
Get something to bite on.
I just looked at it, and it took me a moment to stare at it, and I was like, things are going to get really strange and really bad soon, I think. And then followed immediately by, "Oh, shoot, I thought that was going to my wife."
I didn't say, "Oh, shoot." I can promise you that. Wow.
With him, though, that wasn't the first time. He did that to me like 3 or 4 times. He just cannot text the right person.
That you know of. You're just trying to get a good reaction, I think.
Are you sure? Because again, depending on the reaction you get, it's a good way to back out like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, autocorrect," or "Oh, that was going to my wife." But if your response was, I had no idea, but cool.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wait for the doorbell to ring.
Wow.
All
You don't
right.
have to feel ashamed
Don't feel
of your man love for this giant power lifter.
Powerlifting Man Love. That's a great name for a band.
Powerlifting man love.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
And that's their number 1 single.
Wow.
I would go.
That went in a direction I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Considering we need to take a break.
All right.
We might have to talk about sports after the break.
All right.
Let's
fair
do
enough.
it.
All right. So
All
there you go.
right.
Sports after the break.
Yeah, let me find a song. Which one are we going to do here?
How
Yeah,
about
it's that-
Scott
that
leads us
one.
into break? Scott, would you like to lead us into break?
Hey, welcome, Scott.
Skip a week. Dave
I
gets
knew
out of
the show was
swing
going
of
too
this
well.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It sounded quite good.
Stop to
yeah.
that.
Strange weather phenomenon in Salt Lake City today where the temperatures have spiked, seemingly correlating with the annual convention of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Even the local weatherman was a little confused, asking his coworkers, "Hey, is it me or is it Mormon here?"
I actually like that one.
Normally, I would be all over a Mormon joke, but that was a poorly constructed, ill-conceived Mormon joke.
You seem like the kind of person that would be all over a Mormon joke, right?
Oh, I've got plenty.
All right, we'll be back. And welcome back to the Levity Roundtable. Before the break, we kind of talked about maybe getting into some sports talk. Matt, you wanted to bring up.
It's the Olympics, man.
Well, we got sports
Hit
talk.
it.
We got the Lions. We got the Tigers. The Olympics are going on.
Nobody cares about that. It's the
Sports,
Olympics.
Sports.
Hit it.
Well, I got to talk about one thing
I
with
gotta
sports.
find it first.
All
There
right.
it is.
There we go.
Sports, 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 sports. Score!
All right. So two things happen with the Olympics. All right. One.
Suck.
Is it time for beach volleyball yet? Because that's the
No.
Olympics
It's gonna be a little
that I
chilly.
like to follow.
Well, what is the ice skating, the Olympic ice skating, the couples, the singles dancing?
Why am I not surprised that that's your number one?
Well, it's just
Go ahead and call it ice dancing.
ice
We
dancing,
know
whatever you want
want
to call it.
What, no,
But
you
the
wanna call
commentate,
it.
it's the commentators. It's the commentators. We got Tara Lipinski. She's from Michigan, right? And then you got this guy that's sitting to her left when you're looking at the television. All right, it's John Weir. Have you seen
Johnny
this
Weir.
guy?
Johnny Weir.
Johnny Weir. Oh my gosh, his hair. He looks like he's from the frickin' Hunger Games. It's like the Hunger Games are part of the Olympics now. Have you seen this guy?
It's ice dancing.
Has anyone else seen this guy?
Yeah.
They may as well be
Yeah,
doing
because they were at
an off-Broadway
New
production
Year's
of Rent.
Eve
Oh my!
a couple
It's
years
the
ago.
oddest thing I've ever seen on
It's
television.
his shtick. Look how gay and eccentric I am.
Yeah.
That's his whole. That's his shtick, man.
I get it. It's just it was really weird to see that on the
You
Olympics.
went from ice skating straight to the Hunger Games? Do they stab each other?
Have you
with
seen this
skates?
guy? Have you seen his outfits? Have you seen this guy's hair? Right? He was like Elizabeth Banks' character. I swear to gosh, from the
Should I
Hunger Games.
remind you we are in?
Sports.
Yes, it is sports.
No,
But the
anything
other one-
that
the
is
other-
judged is not a
That's right.
sport.
I was
Yeah.
just going to say the big thing was these guys made a new world record with their couples ice dance. It's completely
It's at the whim of the judge.
right. It's someone's opinion.
I want you to win
can't
or
be a
lose
real
based
world
on a
record.
score or a time or whatever.
It's nonsense.
But then the other part that happened this past
Completely
week
agree.
was Mr. Sean White. Did you see his last run? That
I
got
heard
him
about it.
His gold medal.
Because-
It is an incredible run. He does 2 14:20s back to back.
Yeah, I tried
down the
watching it
half-pipe.
on, like the replay clips, but NBC has frozen everything on the internet so you can't actually watch a replay.
That's how I watch. I watch on
Yeah.
NBC live stream.
Yeah,
NBC
it was
Olympics.
it was an
Well,
amazing run.
Unless you're subscribed to something NBC.
The guys, yeah.
You can't do it.
The only sports that I really love watching.
No, I'm not.
During the Olympics, aside from beach volleyball, of course,
Curling?
is
Curling?
Is any
Curling's
sport where there's a good chance that this person's going to get hurt really bad,
Oh, did you see the Austrian snowboarder?
such as
Oh boy, I was watching this. You know the snowboard slalom. It's like NASCAR on snow is what they call it. It's like,
Yes.
It's like
five
four or five people,
snowboarders
yeah.
at once going down the track at the same time.
like 100 million
These
miles an
guys
hour. It's crazy.
biff it, but good. So this German or Austrian goes up like 40 feet in the air, comes down on the back of his head and neck. Ooh. My first
Yeah.
instinct is, oh, he biffed it. And then the paramedics come out and start putting like the neck harness on.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's not
oh
moving.
no,
He's
not moving.
oh no. Yeah, he snapped his neck.
Oh yeah, and then there's these guys, the luge.
The luge guys.
Bunch
yeah.
of losers.
Bobsled without the sled.
Yeah,
Essentially,
it's
yeah.
pretty much sliding down.
It's
on
sledding.
this-
It's sledding. But
Sledding.
they're going 80 miles per hour down
It's sledding.
at 80 miles per hour.
You could
When
take
they
a
biff
180-pound mannequin and duct tape it to the luge and just shove it down, and it would put up competitive times.
Probably.
It's crap.
But boy, when they biff it,
It's great.
oh wow!
It's great.
I mean,
Oh, man.
I love biffs.
I mean, it is the same as when a NASCAR goes off track and smashes into a wall, except it's a person with a little plastic thing on their butt.
They actually, they did kill a Russian sledder in Vancouver 4 years ago.
Wow!
Like the track was so fast,
Yeah,
the guy biffed, died, and they were like, I guess we should slow the track down now. So they had to redesign it.
wow.
Wow.
But yeah, it's crap.
It's
That's
a
why the
terrifying.
the Winter
sport.
Olympics are stupid because it's just hockey and sledding and variations of those two. That's the whole thing.
So
That's the Winter Olympics.
Figure
curling
skating would
is
be a lot more
is a
interesting
combination
with
of
hockey sticks.
hockey.
Curling is the weird outlier.
Curling is a combination of hockey and sweeping your garage. Yes.
It's a really big puck.
I'll tell you, I did develop the hots for this Dutch speed skater, though.
Oh, yeah?
Maron.
Okay.
And
I would honestly tell I have not been watching any Olympics lately.
bring her. If you're listening, just Google image search Antoinette de Jong,
Okay.
Dutch speed skater. I call her my orange crush. Man, just spectacular. Just
I have
spectacular.
noticed that the Olympians who participate in the Olympics have been getting cuter as time goes on.
That's just because we're getting older and our standards
Is
have
that-
relaxed.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
No, my sweet Antoinette. She's fantastic.
What was your last name?
De Jong, DE space JONG.
I just remember the old timey, like back when the Russians would.
Yeah,
they
the
were
juiced
like,
up
Yeah, they
West
were monsters
Berlin.
when they'd come out, and you're like, "This is
I
Annabelle."
am Natasha Drojovic, power lifter.
I have a lot of hair.
But the
Just terrifying.
So Dave.
Yep, that's her.
what are you looking
that's-
at the right one?
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
that's
I
her.
guess so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Wow, he went straight to her dating profile.
it's the first image I clicked on.
So she's available.
I don't know.
That's great. Well,
So that
Speed skater, you'd crush like a grape with those thighs.
It's all right.
I don't know. There's only a couple of the Olympic sports that I really like to follow. One of them, of course, is the Olympic powerlifting. I love following that because
course you
when
do.
you biff it there,
Yeah.
limbs
Your
get
legs
snapped.
snap.
Yeah, people fall over.
Or your butthole turns inside out.
Yes, it's tragic.
I do like the snowboard cross.
Yeah.
That seems pretty fun.
Well, that's the one we were talking about. The NASCAR on snow.
Yeah.
Because they're all racing
Snowboarders.
down the track
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
that
reckless.
one's awesome
Totally
too.
reckless.
It's pretty much snowboarding derby.
I mean, it did bring to light just the lengths that the Russians go to cheat. I mean,
is true.
Russians are so predictably treacherous.
So they're the New England Patriots of the Olympics.
1,000 times worse. I mean, like, you would go give the urine sample, and there'd be a secret door in the floor where the Russian athlete would hide his urine sample, and someone on the other side of the door would put a clean sample in, and they would turn that into the IOC. Here is my
Yes.
urine sample.
Yes,
Perfectly clean.
Yes, I am a 14 years old.
According to our, this is the urine sample of a dog.
No, this is me pee. It's from my high-protein diets. I can compete now. Okay, Svetlana, I guess you're cleared. Yes! Score!
So speaking of the New England Patriots, then we have a new head coach on the Lions. Then, right?
Yeah.
Mike, you were pregnant.
I was? You found a photo?
Oh, you
Let me
found
see.
a photo of it?
Wow, that is a photo of us in drag. Oh no!
Oh my! Oh no!
Scott Powell posted it to the Levity Roundtable.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I am knocked up. And I look like Maud.
I was. Wow. Okay. Damn. Where'd that come?
Beat up your grandmother to take the
know.
dress?
I didn't be. She just loaned it to me.
Scott, you didn't burn that yet. What?
That
Yeah,
pleases
if-
me to no end.
If you want to see it, go to the Levity Roundtable Facebook page.
Yeah.
That photo was taken just maybe an hour before we knocked that girl's teeth out.
Oh man.
Oh
Matt,
wow!
man, you were short.
Yeah. Still am.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's no picnic.
I was
being 5'8"
skinny
either,
too,
okay?
man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I think nothing could be more fitting for this man's welcome to the Lions
Yes.
than to have his defense get blown out
Of course.
on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's our new coach.
Yeah.
The guy whose defense got picked apart by a third-string QB.
Yeah.
Welcome to the loins, buddy. Yeah, we had great potential.
I saw
What are we
a
picking now, like 18th?
I saw a card. It's a Valentine's Day
Oh,
card.
I saw these. I saw
that,
these.
it said, "I hope you're not looking for a ring with a picture of the Lions
Yeah.
logo."
Yeah.
From and to.
Hold on a second. There's a couple more there as well. I gotta find them.
Well, I'm glad sports took this strange and bizarre turn.
It does. It did. It
'Cause,
always
you
did.
know,
Powder
that means
Puff
I can
is sports,
follow
so-
it. And
Shoot.
I just like it when we have conversations that I can be a part of. That's
You know, even the Me Too movement has moved into the sporting world because
has it.
part of the Me Too movement then complained about beach volleyball that you brought up. Why do the women have to wear these skinny little bikinis? And then a bunch of
it's
female
beach volleyball.
No, then a bunch of like high-level beach volleyball players, women
Yeah.
were like, "We don't have to. We can wear shorts and t-shirt if we want. There's nothing in the rules about uniform."
Yeah,
So shut up.
Yeah, they're wearing it because they want to. Right?
Because they want to.
Speaking of beach volleyball, here's an Amazon review of a looks like a 10-foot beach ball.
That thing is massive.
Oh yeah. Didn't it?
12-foot.
That is bigger than 10 foot. Yeah.
It says 12-foot pole-to-pole beach ball. Here's a 2 out of 5 star review.
I read this review.
A fun way to ruin a weekend and blow $100.
Oh no.
And here is the review.
I
We
love
took this
this.
ball to the beach, and after close to 2 hours of pumping it up, We pushed it around for about 10 fun-filled minutes. That was when the wind picked it up and sent it hurling down the beach at about 40 knots. It destroyed everything in its path. Children screamed in terror at the giant inflatable monster that crushed their sandcastles. Grown men were knocked down trying to save their families. The faster we chased it, the faster it rolled. It was like it was mocking us. Eventually, we just had to stop running because its path of injury and destruction was going to cost us a fortune in legal fees. Rumor has it that it's still been seen stalking innocent families on the Florida Panhandle. We lost it in South Carolina.
That's a big beach ball.
It looks like the ball that chased Indiana Jones out of the temple at the end.
Throw me the idol, I throw you the whip. You could warn them if only you spoke Javitos.
It's like someone watched that scene in Indiana Jones and said, "Hey, that would be a fun toy."
You could spray paint it brown. All right, Dave.
All right, well let's wrap it up. Where can we find us?
What?
I said, where can you find us? As I was looking at the screen, trying to load, I thought maybe you guys could talk about, I don't know, Facebook,
Patreon. Now we're on Twitter, and I guess pretty
Stitcher,
soon we'll be on other things. We're on Stitcher.
Yeah.
Look, pretty much any kind of uploady thing that plays music and sound, just type in the Levity Roundtable, and you're probably going to find us.
Actually, I typed in Levity Roundtable on the internet this morning, and the first 10 results was us. So.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go.
See, we're the only ones out there.
We're the only.
It's just us. Just nobody.
Well, thanks for joining us for this episode. If you are on YouTube, you do get our bonus next episode, and we can wave and say hello to you.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be coming up
if you're listening to 89.5, also, you can keep listening to us as we broadcast live. If you're downloading the podcast, then we'll
see you next week, I guess.
See you next week.
Yeah.
All right, see
we're
ya.
out.
Bye.